Turning our attention now to the ASX, here's Matt Birney and Bulls and Bears with the latest public company views and interviews.
Welcome to Bulls and Bears, brought to you today by nickel and lithium explorer Widgie Nickel, ASX code WIN. I'm Matt Birney, and I'm joined now by the Managing Director of Widgie Nickel, Steve Norregaard. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Matt.
Okay, well, in a market that's finding it almost impossible to discover quality nickel sulphide discoveries, many are even turning to the harder and more expensive to process nickel laterites to feed the insatiable battery metals market. Not so, however, for Widgie Nickel, that has just nailed some serious nickel sulphide drill hits near the town of Widgiemooltha at its Mount Edwards project. The new drill hits caused punters to pile into Widgie on the ASX, with the company's share price spiking 30% at one stage. Okay, Steve, this is your 132N prospect. What were the best nickel sulphide drill hits there?
9.14 metres at 10.44% nickel, 0.75% copper, 0.13% cobalt, and 1.93 grams per tonne PGEs from 330 metres. Within that, there was 2.61 metres at 18.8% nickel, 0.48% copper, 0.23% cobalt, and 0.65 grams per tonne PGEs.
What was the highest grade reported in this latest round?
19.4% nickel, followed by 17.76 and 19.66 nickel.
Okay, what's the existing resource at that 132N deposit now, and how do you expect these drill holes to impact it, if at all?
The 132 North deposit, as it sits right at the moment, it's got 460,000 tonnes at 2% nickel. Now, obviously, with the tenor of this mineralisation, this hole, it was an infill hole, we would anticipate that to have a positive effect on the overall resource grade.
Now, you recently tabled some really good numbers at your Widgie 3 prospect, not far from 132N. What were the best drill holes there recently?
3 holes of note, 15.5 metres at 3.17% nickel, 0.27% copper, 0.04% cobalt, and 1.51 grams per tonne PGEs. Another hole with 27.7 metres at 1.26% nickel, 0.11% copper, 0.02% cobalt, and half a gram per tonne PGEs. And last but not least, 7.74 metres at 2.94% nickel, 0.28% copper, 0.04% cobalt, and 1.24 gram per tonne PGEs.
How many different deposits in total have you got across Mount Edwards, and what's the resource across all of them now?
Our Mount Edwards project comprises 12 separate bodies of mineralisation. In aggregate, we've got, at a 1% cut-off, 11.136 million tonnes at an aggregate grade of 1.6% for 170,000 tonnes of contained nickel.
Steve Norregaard from Widgie Nickel, thanks for joining me on Bulls and Bears. And remember, we're only here to give you information, not advice, which you should, of course, seek independently. I'm Matt Birney, and this is Bulls and Bears.
For more public company interviews, go to the Money page on the 6PR, 2GB, 3AW and 4BC websites and click the Public Companies tab.